This video is brought to you by the discgolfboxcompany.com. What's in it for you? What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Icon Edition Outlaw by Legacy Discs. This is a really nice high-speed, overstable distance disc from Legacy. Big thank you to Disc Golf Box Company for sending me out this disc. It was part of the box they sent me to do an unboxing video. I specifically requested this and another mold that I was interested in testing out for review, and they were kind enough to hook that up, so I appreciate it. Let's take a look at this guy. Icon Edition Outlaw, cool stamp. There's your flight numbers, 12.5, -1.3, distance driver. I like the Legacy logo quite a bit. I think it's cool. I like the lettering. And then LegacyDiscs.com. Nice kind of bright opaque red color on this thing. In certain light situations you see a little bit of like a pearliness going on, but I don't think it's going to come up on camera. It's kind of subtle on this particular disc. 172. There it says LegacyDiscs.com. No other markings for the mold on this disc, so if the stamp got wiped or whatever, you'd have to do a little detective work to figure out what it is, but it shouldn't be that hard considering that it says Legacy on the bottom, and there's only so many molds it could be from Legacy at this point. They don't have a ton of stuff released just yet, but I'm sure they're obviously adding new stuff all the time. Yeah, good looking disc though. Let's look at the rim profile on this thing. It is a pretty wide rim, but nothing too crazy where you don't feel like you can get a good grab on it. It's totally fine in the hand. I have big hands, as you guys know, so most discs are pretty comfortable for me. Sometimes the really small rim discs are tougher for me to grab than these wider ones. But yeah, it's got a good feel in the hand. The Icon plastic is nice and grippy. Seems like Legacy makes really nice plastic blends, and this thing definitely feels really good. It's got a really nice tacky grip to it, and nice flexibility. Feels good in the hand for sure. I like the whole the rim profile and the feel of the plastic. All that works out really nice. Let's throw up a little comparison here with my Trespass. Relatively similar. They were test partners out there in the field. I was throwing my Trespasses alongside the Outlaw to see kind of any flight differences that I can kind of bring to the table for you guys. But there are the side-by-side rim profiles there. Relatively similar. It looks like the Outlaw is maybe a little bit sharper. But yeah, you can see for yourself the differences there. Okay, so in terms of flight, first comparing it to the Trespass, since we just talked about it, it's definitely more overstable than the Trespass. Seems to have more fade at the end and kind of hold up a little bit, just have a little bit more stability all the way down the fairway. The Trespass has a little bit more flip up and ride for me and my power, at least, than the Outlaw did, but still relatively similar. It seems like it's somewhere in between a Trespass and like an Enforcer. I just started testing a Fusion Enforcer as well as for a headwind disc for my bag, so it's somewhere in between those two discs, I would say. It's probably a little bit closer to the Enforcer for me, as far as I found with my testing of this particular disc. It's very accurate and consistent. It doesn't take you very long to figure out what it's going to do. For me, it kind of just held a pretty strong hyzer flight most of the way for at my throwing speed. I think if you were kind of a little bit below average arm speed, this thing would be more of like a hyzer disc, maybe a light headwind disc. You can throw it on a little hyzer into the headwind, get it to kind of pop up and fly into it. But ultimately, I think this disc is much better suited for experienced players, people with big arms. I'm sure all the pros on Team Legacy throw a ton of Outlaws. I would be really shocked if there was any of the guys on Team Legacy or guys and girls on Team Legacy that don't have at least one of these in the bag. Really stable, overstable, consistent disc, but it still has good glide to it and good distance considering how stable it is, but it always has that nice fade at the end of the flight. Very similar to like a Star Destroyer from Innova, if you guys are familiar with that disc. I would say I haven't tested a Star Destroyer in a while. I have thrown Destroyers in the past, and it does seem like the Outlaw is very similar to that type of flight characteristic. So yeah, definitely recommend checking out the Outlaw if you want something that's high speed, very consistent, with a nice strong overstable finish that can handle a full power throw without flipping accidentally. Good, consistent distance disc. Definitely recommend checking it out. So thanks so much, you guys, for watching. I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.